Hello everyone, and today we're going to be defending ourselves from a Goblin Horde invasion where we are the god with lightning powers and we have to build towers to help defeat the goblins that are charging to destroy our home. At the moment we are not the strongest and the goblins are probably going to get fairly close to destroying us pretty quickly, but as this is an incremental game we do have the ability to upgrade ourselves to hopefully be able to eventually defeat all of the goblins. As you can see, even only on round 2 the goblins are probably going to hit our base straight away and cause quite a bit of damage for us, which is not what you really want to see in a tower defense game very early on. We will add in a archer tower already, just so that we can hopefully get a little bit more money, so that we can gain whatever currency it is that we can use for our upgrade path. There are quite a lot of these bomb guys already that I fear will do some damage to us if they manage to hit our base, which they are going to, but we did manage to at least kill one of them, even though one of them hitting us did do over half our base's damage. So we came out of that with 80 wood, 5 iron and no gems, and we can use 15 of that to increase the damage of our archer towers by 2. We can then spend 50 to make it so that we can upgrade our lightning towers to a higher level. Now we don't know what that upgrade will entail, but we will see pretty swiftly, because it may work out that it's better to upgrade than it is to buy a second tower, but we'll see once we earn some money. As round 1 is quite difficult, we are going to make sure we have both towers down on the front, just so that we've got as much upfront power as possible, because they can eventually take out the enemies, as they do a decent amount of damage overall, but just not quite enough for us. But we are also going to upgrade our tower, so it takes it from 8 to 11 damage in a 1.4 range to 12 to 17 in a 1.5, which for 25 damage was not worth the original upgrade, so it would have been worth purchasing more towers first, just so that we've got all the firepower we can get out on the field. But we'll take what we can get. As a starting ground, it's not that bad. It will get us to where we got to last time. As we got to the exact same point, we did come away with the same amount of income, which we are going to use to upgrade our physical damage dealt by a further 4, and then we're going to increase the lightning spells damage by 3. This does mean our archer tower does start off from a 12 to 15 rather than an 8 to 11, and our lightning spell is doing 7 damage instead of the 4 it was doing originally. So we are going to do as we were doing before, get the 2 front towers so that we have quite a lot of upfront damage for these goblins, and then we are going to put the back row in as well before we start looking at upgrading the goblins, just because as we worked out, the damage increase is not enough to warrant the increase in cost straight away. More towers does just work out better for us currently, and with the extra damage increase we might actually be able to defeat this wave. Looking at how much we are doing to the first bomb guy, we are definitely going to manage to defeat it and see what comes with wave 4. There are 11 enemies in wave 4, so this may be a difficult one for us to get through, but we can use some of that gold we've built up to start upgrading our towers as well, because we are making quite a lot of money in these waves. So we can upgrade both back rows, which should actually make it so that we can defeat this round and upgrade the front tower. That is our full upgrades, so we have now got the boss and just a full row of level 2 towers, which doesn't look like we'll be able to beat him this time, but we will get a good hammering on him. If he doesn't one-shot our tower, we might actually be able to defeat him. He one-shots our tower, so we cannot defeat him. But we came away with 160 wood and 45 iron. I do quite like increasing the physical damage of our towers. We are going to upgrade that again, and we will do that twice. So we've gone up by another further 4 damage, and we'll unlock cannon towers for 50 iron as well. With our remaining 30 planks we will increase the lightning spell again. With all of these upgrades we may actually be able to defeat the boss as well, and our lightning spell is now doing 10, so you can actually see it chunks these enemies as they are coming in, which is huge. I think I might buy a cannon tower this run. While we know that the archer towers have worked well for us, I do just want to see what the cannon tower offers us. But I'm going to put it in the back row. It seems to have quite a large range, being a 1.7, but it does have quite a slow attack speed. So I'm hoping that with its double the damage of our archer towers, it may just be able to be of use. I do hope it has a bit of a splash damage compared to the others. With its mortar, it can miss when it's firing at the furthest ranges, which isn't great for us. So hopefully the rest of our towers can keep us steady while these are struggling at the front. Upgrade the back row to level 2, just so that we can have a bit more firepower on these and max out our other tower as well. As we don't have the 4th tower or upgrades available for our cannon, we are just going to run with what we've got. So we will not be able to defeat this, especially when our cannon tower misses again. Had we swapped up for an arch tower, we would have defeated it, but I wanted to try out the cannon tower fully for a run. We are then going to add a further 2 damage to our arch tower and increase our lightning spells damage by 3 again. And as we saw, the cannon tower currently is not particularly great for us, so we will just avoid that for now and just work on the archer towers, which we have upgraded quite heavily because they are now at base doing 18 to 21 damage. They do absolutely muller these goblins that come in. I'm going to prioritize the lightning spell on the bomb guys at the back because there's no point me fighting the normal goblins at the front, as our arch towers just absolutely obliterate them, and we can start on upgrading our towers this run as well. Hopefully we'll be able to get all 4 upgraded again. I feel like even with all these upgrades, it's going to be closer than I like. While we are defeating it, so we do unlock the gem, 255 lumber and 95 iron, it still felt just a bit closer than I want it to be. But the only way that we can get around that is upgrading even further. So we're going to upgrade our arch towers for another 4 damage again. We're going to use our gem to unlock frost tower. We should have done physical damage, but you live and learn. And then we're going to use our iron to increase the attack speed of our arch towers by 10%. And just as we've got the wood left over, we'll reinforce our castle and increase the HP by 20 and increase our iron generation by 10%. That has unlocked quite a lot of the skill tree for us to look through, so we do have quite a lot that we can buy over the next couple of runs. And this new map is huge. We'll start by getting an arch tower at the front. This is going to be another one where we are just going to prioritize arch towers again, as we know they are our bread and butter with how we've upgraded, and will absolutely demolish everything that comes our way. We are definitely having more enemies spawn early on this time, but our arch towers are definitely up to the job of defeating them. I am just gonna run through and build the arch towers everywhere to start with, so these goblins will get a bit further than I normally would like, but just having the towers everywhere feels like it would be a good start for us to then work on the upgrades. I do regret putting the arch tower here and feel like I should have put a slow tower there, just because then it will cover both lanes, but that will be something for us to consider on our next run. With 50 coins remaining entering into wave 3 and all the towers down, we can start upgrading our towers. So we do have 2 level 2 towers at the front and a new type of enemy who just sprints by us, who has a ton of health as well. This properly ramps up. As the goblins have stopped being grouped up, our lightning spell is a little bit less useful than it was before. We'll keep using it because it is just free damage at this point. All I have to do is tap, so I can't really criticize it too much. I'm going to swap one for a cannon tower, because we are actually getting groups of enemies now rather than just singular ones. because he has actually done a good chunk for us in that little bit, as he does do more damage than our arch towers and does have some cleave on him, but not enough to save us, unfortunately. But we did come away from that with 445 wood and 270 iron. We are going to spend 100 iron to unlock the ability to upgrade the cannon tower, and 150 wood to increase the level of upgrades we can give our archer towers. We'll then spend another 100 iron making it so that our physical damage towers have a 5% critical strike chance, which gives them an extra 50% damage on top. And we'll spend our wood increasing our arch towers damage by a further 4, which does max that out. With our remaining resources, we're going to increase our wood gain by 15% and our iron gain by a further 30%, and we will retry level 2. As we know now kind of what we've got ahead, I am going to get a frost tower here, and then I'll probably try and sneak in a cannon tower here and here. It does feel like we're going to need some more arch towers early on though, because these guys are running amok already. Now that we've killed that guy, we can get the frost tower, who does not do very much damage, but his slow effect will hopefully get us through and help us keep everything in range of our other towers. When we get our first 30, we will start getting our cannon towers down. As they already run past here, I am going to put the further ahead over in this corner, and he is also 25 to upgrade, same as the arch towers. We are then just going to go back to adding in our arch towers in the final few slots, just so that we have, we are now going to level 3, which does have the speedy boys back, but we are going to use these kills to start upgrading our towers finally. Even with the slow, these fast boys just run straight past everything. I'm just going to upgrade every other tower that we've got left. We do have a tier 3 upgrade that we can start working on, and that does put us up to 48 to 53 damage from 39 to 44 with a range up to 1.6, which isn't massive, but when you've got the gold to burn and nothing else to spend it on, you might as well. The cannon towers, on when things group up, do so much damage, as there is no damage drop off based on how many they hit, but at the same time they're very slow to fire and have the tendency to miss, and that tendency to miss definitely screws us over. This wave did bring in the boss from the previous level. We can at least make some more money in hopefully killing off all these little guys before the boss absolutely trounces us. If he's coming in on wave 5, I am a bit concerned about what will be coming in the higher levels. What did we do to these goblins to make this many of them willing to just sprint at us and die? We look like a nice little peaceful defended village, but to be this hated, I'm going to go with probably not. We must have done something. As I said, we're definitely not going to defeat this wave. We came away with 1,000 wood and nearly 800 iron. We do still get the gems from defeating the fat man. I think what we should do is waste. So we have just maxed out our wood gain and our iron gain, increased our gold generation by 20%. We're then going to use our remaining iron to increase our frost damage dealt by our frost towers, as well as increasing the slow. We'll use the gem to increase the physical damage dealt by our physical towers, so that increases our arch tower. And then we use 60 remaining wood to increase the lightning spells damage by a further 3 off this wave, which, considering we didn't really give ourselves very many upgrades, is quite a good jump up, which did bring us out with nearly 3,000 wood, 1,800 iron and 2 gems, and unlocked us level 3. Using the gems, I am going to put one into making it so that we can upgrade our frost towers, and I will put the other into just straight physical damage by our physical towers. Using all of that wood, I'll max out our ability to upgrade our archer towers so that they can go up to, I'm going to guess, level 4, and we'll make it so that we are able to get 40% more gold and add in an extra 18 damage to our lightning spell, increase the areas of effect of it by 20%, and with our 1,800 iron, I'm going to upgrade our towers by 3, increase the damage of our frost towers by 8, and then put the rest into an extra 40% AoE effect of our cannon towers. With the remaining 260, we're going to increase the attack speed of our arch towers by a further 10%. Using the last straggles of wood, we'll just unlock peasants. They just make individual resources. We do seem to need more iron than anything else, so I'm going to put him in the iron mine, which we would have to buy first to make it do anything. We just got absolutely obliterated. Like, not even funny levels of obliterated. So we're just going to go back to level 2 for a little bit, farm up some more upgrades and try that one again. But we did get enough wood that we can unlock the iron mine, which does just give us 1.5 iron per minute, so it is continuous while the game is running. So if we wanted to be lazy, we could just leave that and come back later, but there's no point to that when we can sit here and just kill things. We are just going to do the same as we did last time and drop our towers in first, just in case any of the stragglers run past us. They will run into towers further along, and we can now already start upgrading all of these towers. So we are just going to work front to back on that and just bring everything up to level 2, and then hopefully level 3 on the ones that we do have available. For the first time we will be able to see what level 4 and 5 towers offer us, but they will be a bit of a future job, as they are 75 gold each just to get all of these towers to level 3, and then level 4 will be new grounds for us at 150 gold each. Our cannon tower has huge range at level 3, and our arch tower absolutely hammers these guys quite impressively, to be fair. But having it so that our cannon tower can hit near enough as soon as the frost does, he's going to give us so much more damage across the board. Level 4 upgrade, which will take our cannon tower from doing 119 to 146 damage in a range of 2 to 150 to 181 with a range of 2.2, which is a very big upgrade, and it turns our arch tower from up to 76 to 82 from 66 and 71, and a range of 1.7. We're probably not going to max out the towers in this level with it being 300 gold for a level 5 upgrade, but I feel like we're going to be able to give it a good run and see how far we can get. That is everyone level 4 apart from our frost tower, who can't be leveled up, and we are closing in. I'll be able to get off first level 5. I'm going to do this cannon tower because it's 178 to 238 damage, just because most things group around him and get picked off before they reach the further ones. If we can upgrade the attack speed of our arch towers, they would be absolutely incredible. We've already killed off all of the enemies, all of the little guys, and it is just the big guy left, and he barely gets halfway before we kill him, and he still does drop the gems, which is massive for us. So we are going to put the gems into increasing the physical damage of our arch towers again, use the iron to max out our area of effect from our cannon, and then put the rest into a further 20% increased attack speed. With the remaining wood, we will increase the area of effect of our lightning spell, upgrade the iron mine, and buy another peasant. So we are now making 6 iron per minute for free, and we are just going straight back in on level 2 again. The increased area of effect on our lightning spell is so huge. Hopefully we can then increase its damage again somewhere, because I do quite like it. It is very strong. It is a bit weird, but you know, I quite like throwing lightning. So we are going to see about getting some level 5 towers again and not bother upgrading these two, because they're not getting anywhere near down there, and I am definitely going to put the money into upgrading that cannon tower. This cannon tower is getting fairly close to being able to one-shot some of these. Isn't quite there yet, so I'm hoping we can sneak some more damage upgrades out for him as well. Having him be able to one-shot these later levels would be fantastic for us, and that was even easier. So we definitely don't need to put the back 2 towers down and can just work on the front end a lot more. So we are going to use that gem to again increase the physical damage of our physical towers, so our arch tower. I'm going to use the wood to max out our gold income, and I'm going to use our iron to increase our attack speed by a further 30% for our archer towers, and we'll use another gem to make it so that our frost from our frost tower has a chance to spread. And with the last 800 wood, we are just going to put it into our peasants, which did give us an extra 5 peasants, which does put us up to 21 iron per minute. We increase our lightning spell by a further 5. The fact that we can now 2-shot all of those basic guys with our lightning spell is very nice, but hopefully at some point we can get the lightning spell up to be able to dent these bomb guys a lot more, because that's where the issues seems to arise, is when those guys group up. And we've already got a level 3 tower because we are now just ignoring the back end because we don't seem to need it. Wave 4 and our first tier 4 tower. These upgrades are definitely making it a lot faster for us to kill everything, which is exactly what you want to happen. And look at the range of this tower. If we still needed the extra damage, we could definitely get away with putting a cannon tower over here. We might even be able to drop that one for it. I kind of think I want to grab the upgrade that lets you start with some more money before we move on though, because that was kind of the big issue that it felt like, was that we just got swarmed so early on. There was nothing we could really do about it. I am going to put the cannon tower here because I've got all this money to waste to see how far it would reach. I probably could also remove that archer tower from the front, but he does feel pretty useful, especially when you're fighting these bosses, because he does just corner them a bit more. So we're going to use our iron to upgrade our starting gold by an extra 80, and the final 200 of it to increase the slow again. We'll use our gems to increase the level of the frost tower, and with our wood we will just get even more peasants to make us now 51 iron per minute. That will actually add up. As you can see, it's nearly 1 a second. It should eventually add up to be something useful. So we're going to look at this round again. We'll put a archer tower up front, probably a freeze tower here, and a cannon tower here, and an extra archer tower, because we do know it is quite front heavy, and these do now have even more health than they did last run, so our lightning spell isn't that good, but it might be able to help just a little bit. We do quite a lot of damage, but again, these guys just have so much health, and we are going a bit more cannon heavy this time around, because it does look like it is quite big waves of enemies, and the cannons do seem to hurt those a lot more. I'm going to make sure I keep our arch towers upgraded as well. A split wave is not what I was expecting there. It has been bouncing between one and then the other, so I was kind of expecting that again. So we are going to put a bit more money into this mid area to hopefully be able to whittle down the enemies a bit more. So we have got most of our towers up to tier 3 now, which should hopefully give us a fighting chance. The boss did spawn this end, so we are going to put more money in this side than the other in hopes that we can actually defeat him, which we should be able to do, because he is falling quite fast now that everything's targeting him, but it is always a concern that he will just get around that corner and into the area where we are weakest. These little sprinty guys just absolutely fly past us, and I'm not overly fond of that. I might just have to try and prioritise them with my lightning as well, which doesn't seem like the greatest use of it, but any help for those is probably going to be appreciated. We got the boss at the top, so we're just going to try and hammer him down. He is definitely taking a lot of damage, so we don't need to put that much attention on him, so we can deal with these bombs first, but he is definitely a threat still. So the upgrades we got from the few runs we did of farming have definitely helped, but there's definitely some skill involved that I may not possess. Because look at these guys, are running straight past rather than dealing with the close ones for whatever reason, even though we set to target closest. He just was not going for them. That did give us 4,600 wood and 2,400 iron, as well as 2 more gems. We can max out our starting gold again and max out our frost tower upgrades. And then I feel like probably increase the slow by an extra 50%. We'll then use the remaining iron that we have to increase the damage of our lightning spell by a further 5, and we'll dump the rest of our wood into maxing out our peasants up to 20, because it is very much iron that we need for all of these upgrades, and just dumping all of the wood into upping our iron to 330 per minute. With our new upgrades, we are going to try this run again, and we are going to possibly try and do something a little bit different. Possibly the same, we'll see. I don't quite remember what I did, but with our lightning spell doing 44, it might do a little bit better. I did go significantly cannon tower heavier, which probably wasn't the best plan, especially when I probably should have put an extra freeze tower in this round. Probably there, but we are just going to push all of our towers up to level 2 and then start getting the arch towers up to level 3, because it is the first split level. We do want to separate our damage as much as we can. We are then going to get these cannon towers in the middle up and our freeze tower, and then back to just beefing up the middle area as much as we can. I'm still definitely not a fan of those fast guys. They just manage to sprint by everything, which is kind of their job, but I don't like it. Kind of ruins the effect of having so many cannon towers when you can just outrun their explosions. That is a lot of tier 4 towers on the board now, which should hopefully help us out. As long as we can kill most things, we should be able to sneak by, but it's just not as good as I would hope so far. Fortunately, that archer tower at the end is quite strong, so he does manage to just absolutely obliterate them when they run down there, but I don't know if he's going to be enough for the last couple of waves. Oh, we got 2 ogres this time, but every tower is now tier 5, so as long as nothing bad happens, we should be able to win this without too many problems. So if we can slow him, he will just get absolutely melted, which we did, which gave us 6,500 wood, 3,200 iron and 5 gems. But I think you get the point. That has been Goblin Buster, and you can wishlist this on Steam. The link will be in the description below. I hope you had fun, and we'll see you in the next one.